What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AC Reviews the World. I am your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode 46. Yep, we're at episode 46, y'all. And we're moving along. I'm going to have to do something special for episode 100. We're just going to have to do something special. I don't know what it is now, but we'll do something special. Tell you about a little bit. I hope everybody's having a good week. It is Friday, September 26th, and you already know it's 6 a.m. 6 a.m. in the morning. Early bird catches worm, like my mama used to always say. Yes. Tell you a little bit about my week. Been going all right, but it feels like every time your paycheck hit, your car just feels it. Your car feels it. He's like, oh, now let me hold on a little bit. Oh, he got paid? Yeah. So have a little car issues, but hey, we're going to get through it. But I don't know why. It just feels like the car always senses it. It just senses when you get some money. It's just like, oh yeah. Nah, he ain't got no money right now. So we gonna go everything fine. But then as soon as that little hit your account, it just feels it. Like something in the universe just tells it, oh yeah, go ahead and stop. You can stop now. But yeah, tell me how y'all feel. Tell me how you're feeling. Hopefully everybody had a good week. Made some money. Hopefully if you off like I am on Saturday and Sunday, you can enjoy it. And if you got to work, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to make that money. Hey, but we got a couple of things to talk about today. We got 7 different subjects. Maybe a little shorter today. I don't know. We never know how it's going to run. But, we're going to be right back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. So, hey, either way, we're going to get through everything we need to talk about. We're going to go through stuff. We got conservatives at Texas State. What is it? Texas State or TSU? I believe that's Texas State. We got to talk about the Dallas ICE shooting. We got a mom shooting her son. A lot of crazy things always pop up, but we got a couple, and we got to review the world together. Remember, y'all, to hit that like button, subscribe button, and hit that notification bell on any videos, so that way you can be up to date with anything. And if you ever see anything, like I said before, if you ever see anything that you want me to review, please send it over to my email. It is in my description, but it's simply acreviewstheworld, a dot after the A, a dot after the C, at gmail.com. Very simple, very simple. But like I always say, let's have a discussion. If you disagree with anything I said, please tell me. Let me know in the comments, and let's talk about it. We can have respectful conversations and debates about topics that people need to talk about. That's the best way to discuss things in this world, is to have a good debate. You don't have to be disrespectful. You just tell your points. I tell my points. And if you lose the debate, don't get angry about it. And don't get angry about it. That's the main thing. If you lose a debate because they have better facts than you can't get angry at them. That's where everything goes wrong. And some people might, if they get angry, that can lead to violence. But with that, let's get into the topics, y'all. Let's get into the topics. The first thing we're gonna talk about today is, of course, we got to go into the conservatives. So it seems like some conservatives pulled up to TSU, and it looked like they was having a good debate, but a lot of people got upset and they drove them off. But let's get over into that. We got that first video, what's going viral, a little shorter, and then we're going to see what happened before that. And then we're just going to see a news article about it and what the school had to say. But let's jump right into it, y'all, so we can get everything we need. But let's jump into it. Let's jump into it.
Hey, you can't don't do that. Come on. Yo.
Oh, you better not, boy. You better not.
Okay. Bring the sign back.
We're gonna do like a little end live pre-game or post-game situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We've got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Seems like someone didn't want to fight him.
Well, I think the Fearless Tour definitely made an impact.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
Arrest.
They just tried to hit the car. My gosh.
I think Horace is still out there trying to make sure the car is safe.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, officers.
Wow. Hey!
People hitting the car.
Yeah, they threw a drink up top.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top. Yeah, we got this all live. I'm posting this directly after so everyone can see exactly what
Holy
happens.
shit.
Oh my gosh.
You're starting up a lot.
Alright guys, we are out of here. We'll see you later from the Fearless Tour gang.
Are they gonna block me in here now?
I think that might be what they're trying to do. They're intentionally blocking us.
They're blocking us. Here comes the cop. I'm not gonna hit you now, I guess. I'm not gonna hit it now, I guess. We've got more stuff. They're hitting the car.
I thought they wanted us to leave.
They're hitting the car. We're trying to leave, and they're telling us to leave, and they don't want us to leave, I guess. Hey! They are still hitting the car.
That's okay. We're gonna.
How is this a university?
Yeah, this is a university now.
Look, they're intentionally blocking us. They want us to leave, but they don't want us to leave.
It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. They're still hitting the car. This is wild. It's like a zombie apocalypse or something, man. Like they're, oh, wow. They're still hitting the car. Whoa! That was loud.
She's gonna do this the whole way out of here. Oh, here we go.
Just go
No,
the
please.
opposite direction, David. David, just go straight.
They do not debate with their ideas, guys. They just...
Okay, so as we can see, that's what happened when they came up to TSU. Now we can't, you know how we can't just look at the video because all it showed is where she was knocking down the signs. That was the first thing we saw, her knocking down the signs and the police stopping them and everything. So we got to get into what first happened because we can't just look at the video because we got to do our research. So let's go over into a more fuller video where they actually show what happens in the beginning. Might not watch the whole thing, but we'll watch up to where we know.
We're going to do like a little end live pre-game or post-game situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We've got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck?
So what part of our systems is for people of color?
All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen.
So you feel like there's nothing. So you feel like everybody is equal.
Yeah. So this is right before everything, and they're having a good debate with this young man right here.
I mean, everybody's equal in their rights, but not everybody's obviously equal in their, what they have. Like, I grew up in a double wide trailer. He grew up in Boca Raton, so we didn't grow up equal. We're both white. I mean, he's a Jew, so that's probably why he grew up in Boca Raton. But so we're not equal in what we possess as we start always, but we are equal in what we're allowed to do. Our opportunity.
Now, let me say the signs. So I've seen a little ahead of this. The signs, what they say is that DEI should be eliminated and that all illegal immigrants should be deported. Those are the two signs that are on front of there. So that's their stance. And they are right to have their stance however they feel it. So let's keep going into this.
Can I ask you, do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
That's a good question. Good question.
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist because there are countless examples of it existing.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about. So what's wrong with the system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic or institutionalized?
I mean, I would argue the opposite. Like, again, we have civil rights acts on top of civil rights acts, in addition to the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. 14th Amendment being written for the sole purpose of expanding and equalizing the rights of white people and black people. And furthermore, the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause echoes exactly what, like, the Civil Rights Act says, right? You cannot be discriminated based on your inalienable characteristics like your race, your sex, your sexuality, etc.
But even though we have these laws, that doesn't stop it from happening. We still know that.
You're right, racism does happen still, even though there are laws that ban it. And I think that those laws are oftentimes used to enforce a culture of anti-racism in the United States. We actually cancel people for being racist all the time. But we have in the system, as far as the system goes, you can't stop people from being racist on an individual level, unfortunately. It happens in every country, on every continent, all around the world, and it has since the beginning of time. But what you can do is make it illegal to institutionalize it by saying, you can't allow you have to allow everybody to eat at your restaurant. You can't not admit people based on their color. You can't prioritize people based on their color, etc.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying. Now, if you disagree, tell me. Let's talk about it in the comments. But they're asking about the system. The system has made it to where it's illegal to be racist or discriminate against certain people of different creeds and different colors. But at the end of the day, you can't control individual actions. You can't control. But if they get caught and you bring evidence to them, they will be arrested and punished for it. But let's keep going.
And I would say that I would say getting rid of DEI works towards that objective.
So, y'all had say make America great again. How do y'all feel that America is not great, and how do y'all feel that America can be great again? And when was it great?
Yeah, I would say that the most recent example of America being great was the first term of Donald Trump. And then we had 4 years of Joe Biden in chaos, and then Trump is president again. So this was his campaign hat for his, lead up to his second term.
So as you see, overall, it's looking very respectful. At least I don't see anything to where it warrants for them to be kicked off of campus. Now we'll find out later about how the school felt about it. But they don't seem like they're disrespecting anybody. They're letting people get their points off, ask the questions, and they answer. They give out the facts that they know, let's keep going. So as you see, more people start showing up as starts the day, and that's when stuff starts happening. And that's when that happens. They run with the sign.
Come on, really? Seriously?
Yo. He tries to get it.
You better not.
Okay.
Now that was a little much. He obviously took the sign. He tried to get it back, and I guess the dude got upset. And I guess if he would have kept going, he would have swung at him. Now let's keep going.
Guys, we're literally just here to have civil discussions.
Civil discussion. And people take the signs again.
Bring the sign back.
Why does he have a screwdriver in his hand? That's my first question. Why he got a screwdriver in his hand? I don't know if he was planning to do something. But what's the point of bringing out a screwdriver? I don't know why he even had a screwdriver. Well, he might have I don't think they ever mentioned anything about Black lives not mattering. Maybe they're saying that because of the DEI or the sign that has DEI on it. Let's keep going. They always gonna be mad. So as we can see, we're gonna stop it here. But yeah, they got kicked off the campus. So let's go over to a news article that basically gives us what the school stance was on it. Let's get into that.
Students upset after two conservative activists made an unannounced visit to Tennessee State University. The pair was eventually escorted off of campus by police as angry students gathered around. News 2's Kenley Hargett reports on the aftermath of that event.
If you want to talk to people who disagree with you, you go to the place where people are likely to disagree with you.
Students visibly upset at a conservative group showing up to their university unannounced. The group is on a nationwide college tour to honor Charlie Kirk and to open dialogue on various political topics. Tuesday, they chose Tennessee State University, where they set up two controversial signs in front of their table. One saying, DEI should be illegal, and the other, deport all illegals now. Let's talk. I sat down with two members of the group on why they chose to come to an HBCU.
We kind of just drive places and then we end up in a city. We pick a city and then we just go to that city and then we kind of figure out what universities are there. We didn't know that TSU was an HBCU until the night before. He didn't know until they told him on campus.
The university has released a statement.
That's understandable because I didn't know that TSU was a HBCU either. But let's see what the campus
about the event, saying university policy requires any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. The group told me they reached out to TSU for approval, but could not reach them. They believe.
Okay, if that's the case, that they didn't get advance approval, it's understandable that it was kicked off the campus, since they didn't get approval for it. So that's understandable.
Even if they had approval, they still would have been met with anger.
I don't know what would have been different about the situation. We probably would have been posted up in the exact same spot. The exact same people would have been on campus, and they would have had the exact same mindset.
The group plans to continue their tour of speaking at colleges and universities, but they still don't plan to announce where they will speak next due to safety concerns. TSU says they will continue to uphold university policies and ensure campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of their community. Reporting in Nashville.
Okay, let's go back to read what the letter says. Let's get into it. Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with the Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. In accordance with the university policy, any demonstrations or protest activities require advanced approval and permitting. So if they didn't get approval, okay, I understand they got kicked off the campus. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from the campus grounds, university grounds, without incident. I don't know about without incident. At all times, the TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It was taking the signs. People threatened to fight them when they tried to get the signs back. Throwing things at the car, hitting the car. I don't know if you could call that as a professional and respectful manner. As soon as it became yelling and they're not letting people talk, I don't know if you can consider that professional and respectful, but that is their stance, the school stance. The safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remain our highest concern. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment. Let's see. Let's go over to see if we can get TSU statement. TSU statement. Let's see if we can pull up the whole statement. See if we can pull up the whole statement. Let's see, where is it? There it is. The whole statement. Let me zoom in. Let me let y'all see it so we can. So let's go over here. Let's go over here. All right. So, like we said, the safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and facility and staff remain our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that campuses remain safe, welcoming, and orderly for all members of our community. Okay, that is their statement. Overall, it doesn't seem like they were being harmful or making any crazy statements or disrespecting people of different races, religions, or anything like that. They were just trying to have a debate. When you want to have a debate, that's where you go to people who have different ideas as you. They didn't get prior notice, so they can say that they can kick them off. That is within their right. But I don't see a need for how the students reacted. Just have a debate. The one dude at the beginning, he was having a good debate with them, asking questions, seeing where their thoughts were, and they explained it. They explained it. But this is their channel. This is his channel. They go all around every different schools. So it's not just like they targeted out a certain school. This is the first video they made. That's where they do. That's what they do. But tell me your thoughts, y'all. Tell me your thoughts. I don't see anything that warranted them to be kicked off of campus by the students or somewhat harassed by the students as well. But tell me your thoughts, y'all. Tell me your thoughts. Do you feel like that it was warranted because they were conservatives and having debates with people that they were kicked off at a HBCU? I mean, it's all your opinion, but just mine. I don't think so. I don't think it was. People should just have a debate with them. I don't think if you're going to debate with somebody, they got to have a different stance than you. So, but that is what's been happening in the news right now with the conservatives at TSU. Just tell me your thoughts, y'all. Tell me if you disagree with what I'm saying or if you think that that's what they should have got. They deserved it because they came to the campus. But absolutely wild to me. Absolutely wild. And then especially the statement where the part of the statement that it said that the students acted in a professional and what did they say? Professional. Let's get the exact words of what they said. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. I don't think that's a little fishy right there. But hey, that's their statement, and that is what is happening. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let's pivot. We got to pivot over. We got to get over into the Dallas ICE facility shooting. So they got a suspect and everything. So let's get into that story and see what all this is about. We got 2 videos to watch. So let's get into it and see what we can find out.
Let's quickly shift gears back out to some breaking news we're following out of Dallas at a shooting as 2 detainees were killed, another in critical condition, and we're now learning the identity, the name of the shooter in this. And I want to put up here on live now from Fox as Joshua John, a 29-year-old, has been identified in this Dallas ICE facility shooting. So obviously we're following this very closely. We had comments about anti-ICE being written on some of the bullet casings. So obviously big news in terms of this and some preliminary information about who this individual was there as the 29-year-old Joshua John, ties to North Texas and Oklahoma, identified as the shooter there. 2 people were killed in the shooting. The suspect also deceased. The investigation ongoing. Police not yet released the motive of the shooting. But you heard there Vice President J.D. Vance alluding to some more points of the investigation, talking about this. And this also from Brooke Taylor from Fox News saying, here's what we know about the attack at this ICE facility at just before 7 a.m. around 6:30. The Department of Homeland Security says a sniper opened fire from a nearby rooftop, was shooting indiscriminately at the ICE building, including at a van in the port where 3 detainees were shot. At least one of the detainees were killed. The gunman then turned the gun on himself. The FBI has released a picture of the rounds found near the shooter engraved with anti-ICE. No ICE.
Hold on. I'm a little confused. So he doesn't agree with ICE, but he shot 2 detainees? I might be mistaken. Let's keep going.
Agents were hurt. Sources identify the shooter as 29-year-old Joshua John. And of course, these were just some of the images that we're getting in from our Sky Fox team there on the ground in Dallas, as some of the FBI continuing to investigate what was going on there, looking at potentially the area as the shots rang out from a building, a rooftop adjacent to this ICE facility. So this coming in, we did hear one update from law enforcement earlier on today, as of course the attack is the latest public targeted killing in the U.S. and comes 2 weeks after conservative leader and activist Charlie Kirk was also killed by a rifle-wielding shooter on a roof. The detainee who survived was in critical condition. No ICE agents were issued or were injured during this shooting. So potentially we could get another update a little bit later on here on Live Now from Fox as we are following it. And of course, again, from our Fox team there talking about Joshua John, ties to North Texas, identified as the suspect in the shooter at this Dallas ICE detention center. You can see the image, the picture, the mugshot of this individual right now here on Live Now from Fox, as unsure of history, criminal history, personal history of this individual or motivation behind this attack. But the 29-year-old being identified right now, Fox News reporting that here. So we'll keep an update on it on Live Now from Fox. Let's take a quick 2-minute break. More top headlines after this.
Now, he's 29-year-old Joshua Jan. Joshua. He threw his life away at 29, shooting indiscriminately at an ICE facility because he disagreed with them. But he ended up killing 1 detainee and wounding 2 others. So the people he was, I'm assuming, fighting for, he ended up shooting. This is a crazy story. Let's get over into this next video, see if we can find out any more details.
I want to get you back to a big story that we have been following here over the past 24 hours as we follow the latest on a deadly shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas, Texas. Our Fox 4 Dallas station reporting Joshua Yan is the sniper who fatally shot 1 ICE detainee and critically injured 2 other detainees, then took his own life as law enforcement approached. The FBI calling this an act, quote, of targeted violence and releasing a photo saying anti-ICE was written on a bullet cartridge. I do want to bring in Peyton May with Fox 4 Dallas. She is live for us here with the latest on what we know about the suspect and the situation in general. Good morning, Peyton.
Yes, good morning. Investigators are now combing through evidence, multiple properties, and any online profiles associating with 29-year-old Joshua Yan. Here's what we know so far. Federal investigators searched at least 2 homes connected to the reported sniper. Yan was linked to a home in Durant, Oklahoma, and a home in Fairview, which is in Collin County here in Texas. Sky 4 video shows the feds surrounding a cul-de-sac and going in and out of a home in Fairview on Wednesday while gathering evidence. Now you could see investigators there taking boxes out of one of the homes in Fairview. Neighbors say they saw federal agents swarming the home.
Like I said, very sweet family, so that was really, really surprising to hear.
You think just how crazy that is and how close it is to home now.
Yon does not appear to have a long criminal history. Court records show he hasn't been convicted of a violent crime, but was arrested in 2015 for marijuana possession in Collin County. A spokesperson for Collin College in McKinney, Texas, confirmed Yon studied at the school at various times between 2013 and 2018. Now, his employment record isn't consistent either. A former employer confirms that he did work for a Texas-based solar company for a short period of time and also traveled cross-country to work for a cannabis company for a period of time as well. Back to you.
And Peyton, what have we learned about his online footprint here? That is something in situations like this we know that investigators look at very closely. So what do we know and kind of what's still left to figure out at this point?
Yeah, of course, there are reports that he did have an online presence. It isn't clear if there were any political posts. The New York Times did report that he had multiple Reddit accounts and posted about cars, cannabis, and video games. So far, that is all we know about his online presence. I do want to say that there is a large police presence that's been here all morning at the ICE facility that we've been at. So we're still waiting for an update on information in that investigation.
All right, Peyton May there at Fox 4 Dallas. We'll, of course, be in touch here as we get additional information. Thank you so much for your reporting. We appreciate it.
Now, that is what's happening right now with the Dallas ICE shooting. As we can see, let's see what this video was.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America. This is not the Soviet Union. We're not behind the Iron Curtain. This is not the 1930s. And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified. Every single.
So I don't know if that's I remember that was when he was making that law saying that they had to be, if I'm mistaken, tell me, but they had to be no mask. Now, I don't know if you agree with that or not, but it's people are targeting them. People are targeting him, as we can see. We see this is what he looks like. Joshua Jan, the man who carried out the deadly ICE facility. Dallas left behind a anti-ICE messages on the rifle cartridge where he killed himself or unalived himself. He comes from a liberal biracial family in Fairview, Texas. His mother is critical of gun laws in her state. His sister is a woke woman who supports, I don't know who that is. 3 people shot at the ICE facility ended up being migrant detainees. Two of them died. I don't know if how many people died. Let's see. So let's go over to three detainees were shot. Let's get over into an actual news article because we can't just go off of Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter. We need to go to the actual source. Let's see. BBC. Let's see. A detainee has died. 2 others are critically injured after a rooftop sniper opened fire at the Immigration and Custom Enforcement Center in Dallas, Texas. Officials say the gunman fired indiscriminately at an ICE facility and at the nearby unmarked van, law enforcement officials say, before dying from self-inflicted gun wounds. No law enforcement were injured. FBI Director Kash Patel posted a photo of X unused ammunition recovered from the scene. One casing had the phrase anti-ICE on it. It is the latest in a string of attacks on ICE facilities in recent months, ramped up efforts to deliver on U.S. President Donald Trump's pleas to mass deportation. So as you see, anti-ICE. While the investigation is ongoing, an initial review of the evidence showed an ideological motive behind the attack. Let's see, these despicable, political motivated attacks against law enforcement are not one-off. Dallas police said officers responded to it, and to assist officers called to the facility around 6:40. The Department of Homeland Security said 3 detainees were shot. 1 has died. 2 were critically injured. It says they remain in critical conditions, officials later said. The department has initially said that 2 people had died in addition to the shooter, only to revise the information. Okay, that's where that X information was coming from. 1 injured detainee is a Mexican national. The Mexican Foreign Ministry said acting ICE director Todd Lyons identified the shooter as 29-year-old Joshua Jan. The BCC U.S. partner CBS News reported he died of a self-inflicted gun wound. Voting records indicate that he was registered as an independent and last voted in the general election in 2024. Jan had a cannabis-related charge in Texas dating back to 2016, according to records seen by the BBC. Jan's brother Noah told NBC that his brother did not seem political. He said that he last saw him 2 weeks ago and nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary. He didn't have strong feelings about ICE as far as I know. That's what the brother said. FBI Special Agent Joe Rothrock told a news conference that rounds found near the gun had anti-ice. This is the most recent evidence of the attack. Dallas police said preliminary investigation determined the suspect had opened fire from an adjacent building. He shot indiscriminately. Should deliberately targeted law enforcement with a high-powered rifle. He said, given the time or era of the shooting, it could have been more deadly. Yep. The suspect could have in his indiscriminate fire hit people traveling to work, civilians on the ground. That's very true. He was. It sounds like to me he was aiming for ICE officers, but since he was indiscriminately shooting, he shot detainees or illegal immigrants who are being waited or are being held in custody before they get deported. So it's wild. It's why he absolutely crazy. I don't even. He's given the suspect could have a Dallas resident from Venezuela told local media he was entering the building for an appointment when he heard gunfire. I was afraid for my family because my family was outside. I felt terrible because I thought that something could have happened to him. Thank God, he said. Oh, wow. I mean, what is the point of first of all, let me say, I'd never agree with anyone taking out and opening and harming someone in general. But he's upset with the ICE officers, but he indiscriminately shoots and ends up killing detainees, the people I'm assuming, fighting for. It's a very crazy thing. I don't know if he wasn't. I don't even care. It's a very crazy situation. He ended up like most of these people do. He ended up taking his own life. Because he didn't want to face the consequences of his actions. Hopefully we find out more information, but seems like we got the gist of it. He was upset over ICE for some reason. I'm assuming the reason because they were deporting illegal migrants, but there's no need for political violence. If you disagree with what somebody says, there's no need to go. I've said this before with the Charlie Kirk thing. There's no need to go into trying to unalive someone because of what they say. And it's definitely not okay to start shooting at officers who are just doing their job. It's not like they are following the orders of their supervisors and you indiscriminately start shooting at the facility because you disagree with what they're doing. Some people's minds are not right. That's my thing. Some people's minds aren't right. It's a crazy world we live in, y'all. It is a crazy world we live in, but absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I'm saying. Let me know if I said anything wrong. But at the end of the day, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. And we'll keep up with this story to see if there's anything else that pops up about it that I feel like that we need to know. But remember, we got to review the world together, y'all. We got to review the world together. Now let's go over into. We got to go over and something popped up on my algorithm I wasn't prepared to see. I don't know if it's like the opposite of the passport bros. You got the passport women, but it looks like someone, while traveling to Africa to have a good time, this woman comes back and says she was kidnapped. She was kidnapped. I don't know how she got out, but let's get over into it and see what this whole story is about. Because it's things that we need to know, and we need to, what I always say, we got to review the world together. Let's get over into this video and see what it has.
A Maryland woman says she was drugged and kidnapped on vacation in Africa and barely escaped with her life.
She's just gotten home, and tonight she shares her story with Bob Barnard.
I don't know what happened to me.
Wow.
Just know I was trying to fight. I was fighting for my life.
Hold on now. Hold on. Wow. I was not expecting that. Wow. Somebody. Wow. Let's keep going.
Just know I was trying to fight. I was fighting for my life. A grown-ass man. I was fighting for my life. You know what I'm saying?
We met best friends Mika and Queen at Mika's home in Montgomery County. They just got home Tuesday from what was supposed to be another one of their adventurous week-long vacations, this time to Tunisia. That's in northern Africa.
It was traumatizing. Like, even here, like now, like she got her own house, I got my own place. We stayed together. Like, we still scared because it's like, I don't even know what happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if y'all can...
Mika says this past Saturday night, after returning from a club, she was drugged and kidnapped from her hotel after going to the lobby to get some tissues.
The next thing I remember, I'm in the back of a car. And I just start opening doors. I start panicking. I'm opening doors. I'm trying to get out.
She says a man was behind the wheel.
He's trying to pull me back in the car. I'm yelling, help, help, somebody help me. He's covering my mouth. That's where these scratches are from. He punching me all right here. I don't know if he thought he was going to knock me out, but I kept fighting. It was nothing. It had to be angels or something with me for me to, it's a grown.
Ladies, you have to, I'm not going to stop it too much, but ladies, you have to be careful. Anybody has to be careful. You're traveling to these different countries, thinking that you can move how you move normally in the United States. No, that's not the case. That is not the case. You don't know these countries. Yes, you go to tour, you stay in the tourist areas. Sounds like she was in the hotel. But you got to keep, no matter where you are, you have to keep your head on the swivel. Because you don't know. You don't know if anybody's going to help you if something happens. You would hope that they would, but you don't know. It's not our country. Be prepared, ladies. Be if you're going somewhere, always travel with someone, always be with someone else. Always have a party. Even if you just go down to the lobby, just to be safe. Yeah, come on with me while I go down to the lobby. So y'all, 2 people are together. But luckily she was able to get away and fight, and she fought. She fought hard. That's good. It's a terrible thing that happened to her. She shouldn't have had to experience it, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful because people don't care. And it's a different country, different rules, different ways to move.
Oh, man. He's punching me in my face, on my forehead, and both of my eyes. He's punching me. So I'm like, I just kept thinking I got to get back home to my kids. Like, I just got to get back home to my kids. So I just kept fighting. We're fighting. He's hitting me. We're going blow for blow. He's hitting me. I'm hitting him.
Queen was back at the hotel, the Penthouse Suites Hotel in Tunis. This is from its website. She says they were less than helpful.
And I'm running around the hotel looking for her. And like, bro, y'all want to tell me where she is? Like, what's going on? What's going on? And they started telling me like, oh, she left with this person, or she left with this person, or she made a friend. And I'm like, how can she make a friend? She doesn't speak these languages.
Mika has 2 black eyes, scrapes on her arms, and other injuries. She was able to get away and frantically make it back to the hotel.
All I could do was like go and try to get help and go downstairs and beg for help like, please, y'all help me. She was hurt. Please help me, please. I have videos. They're like walking away. They like, this didn't happen here.
They don't care, y'all. What are you doing? They obviously don't care at all. Wow. Luckily she was able to get back, because if she wasn't, hate to say it, but they probably wouldn't have never seen her again. It's a tragic situation. You have to be careful.
We don't know what you videos. They're like walking away. They like this didn't happen here. We don't know what you're talking about.
They called the U.S. Embassy in Tunis and were soon met by embassy staff and local police. Mika sharing her story on TikTok and Instagram.
They really tried to kidnap me in Africa. I feel like they never expected for me to come back. I was not supposed to come back to the hotel. No. I was supposed to, whatever plan they had for me, God had another plan.
We've reached out to the State Department, the Embassy of Tunisia in Washington, and that hotel in Tunis, but haven't heard back from any of them. If we do, we'll let you know.
No comment. That's exactly what they said. No comment. Be careful, ladies. God, be careful. Because we got to be honest. We know what would have happened. They would not, if she wouldn't have fought for her life, she wouldn't have been here to tell us her story. You go over to these different countries, think you're going to have a good time, and you don't keep your head on a swivel. You go places alone. Have to be careful. You have to be careful. And then you think you're going to get help from the people out there. No. They say this didn't happen here. She left with someone else. It's not our problem. Be careful. Truly be careful. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Have you gone to a country before and then you felt like that something like this could have happened to you? Even if, because it sounds, she was at the hotel. At the hotel. Trying to get some tissue. And next thing you know, she's in the back of a van. When she tries to get out, he punches her. And they just start fighting. She gets beat up, but she's luckily able to fight her way out. And when the friend was worrying, running around, looking for her, telling her that something is wrong, telling the staff that something's wrong, staff is ignoring her, saying that this didn't happen. They don't care. They don't care. So be careful, y'all. Please be careful. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Let me know if you think it's her fault. It's a lot of questions. And then you see the news tried to reach out to the embassy and everything, and the hotel, they no comment. They didn't respond. They just trying to get their tourist money. They don't want to talk about this, give a statement, and then mess up their tourist money. It's all about the money at the end of the day. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Keep your head on a swivel. Men or women, keep your head on a swivel when you're in a different country. And not even just in different countries, anywhere around. Keep your head on a swivel. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. It can be a scary world out here, y'all. It can be a very scary world. But what do I always say? We gotta review the world together. These are stories that we have to talk about. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But we gotta pivot over into, we got some stuff at a high school. We got another high school stabbing. Yes, I said it. Another high school stabbing. We'll get into it. We got a video to look at, but I've said this before. Kids are not fighting nowadays. They will not use their hands. If they have a disagreement with someone, they are quick to pick up a weapon. So, don't argue with people. Don't get in heated conversations. Because you never know when someone isn't in the right headspace and they will just immediately pick up a weapon and use it on you. All because they had a disagreement. Now, we don't know exactly what happened in this situation, but we got to get into it. So let's get into it and see what happened in this situation and see if I'm wrong. See if it's something different. If it wasn't just an altercation. Let's get into it.
Talking about, there's no such thing as even fist fighting for these kids anymore. It's straight to threatening with a gun. It's straight to threatening with a knife.
We're following breaking news out of Carrick now, where 3 students were hurt in a stabbing inside the high school. Good afternoon, I'm John Shumway. KDKA has learned that one of those students is now in critical condition. and we are live with live team coverage this noon. Chris Hoffman is talking with parents outside the school, but let's begin with Chillicothe Adele and what we know so far about what happened this morning. Chile.
Good afternoon to you, Shum. I can tell you right now, the amount of police we have seen here on the scene has subsided significantly since we got here about 9 o'clock this morning. Here's what's going on right now. Again, not a lot of police here, but I can tell you it's mostly what we have: parents coming here waiting for their kids. Now, police tell us 3 students have been stabbed. They're boys between the ages of 15 and 18. 2 of them were taken to the hospital. One is listed in critical condition. The other is listed as in stable condition. Police say the third did not go to the hospital. He has a minor injury to his arm or hand. Pittsburgh Public Safety tells us this all started just after 8:30. The call was for an altercation in the hallway here at Carrick High School. Police tell us the child they believe did this has a laceration to his hand. As of last checked, he is currently being questioned at Pittsburgh Police Headquarters. The public schools police chief says that student is new, and the mom had apparently alerted that there was an issue with other students, we were told. That school's police chief says as that was being investigated, this is when the fight started to break out. A small knife, authorities say, ended up being used here in this stabbing. As for what's happening at Carrick High School now, Pittsburgh Public Schools says the school will be in secure mode for the rest of the day. That means the outside doors here at Carrick High School will be locked.
The school is keeping classes on, but obviously parents have the option to come and pick up their students at any time. But if there are any details, further details about that, I would direct them to the school.
And we have seen students, again, coming here to pick their kids up. I can tell you, we did see 2 people being taken into police cars earlier this morning. One was being walked in handcuffs. The other was not. We do not know for sure right now if any of them are the person police believe did this. We're working to try and confirm that information. Police say, though, they are looking for video that students may have taken leading up to that altercation, with the altercation happening, during it, and afterwards. Of course, anybody who knows a high schooler in the modern era, has kids to go to high school, know that if there's ever an altercation like this, a lot of them will pull out their phones and start recording. So police, of course, saying that this is going to be very crucial to their investigation right now. But right now, I can tell you there are some very relieved parents within these past couple hours who've been able to come up here and get their kids and take them home for the day. Shum, back to you.
All right, Chile, a lot to learn as we continue today. And our Chris Hoffman is also outside Carrick High School, where as soon as word spread about this attack, concerned parents started to arrive. Chris.
Yeah, John, parents have been arriving at Carrick High School pretty much all morning. Now, it's a little bit of a lull, but we've had parents pretty much coming up to the entrance here right on Parkfield Street, signing out their students. It has really kind of come in waves. Now, we talked with a freshman who was picked up by his dad, and he says what he had heard was he was going to gym class, they go into a lockdown mode, and then, just like anything, that the word starts spreading about what had happened. Now, there are metal detectors, school security officers, and school police in this building. As to how that knife got in here, that's still a big question. That's something parents want to know. They have expressed concerns. They want to know, how did this get in here? How does this not happen again? And is my child safer? One of the parents, Mark Sheehan, says to us that he's maybe not even comfortable with his son coming here anymore. He questions what is being done to make sure his child can learn in a safe environment when we have something like this happen in one of the first weeks of school. Take a listen to him now.
They don't do enough. To me, they don't do anything because, I mean, the security's down there, they go through it. How did the knife get in the school? Did somebody open a door, let the knife get in? You know what I mean? Do they have security at every door? I don't think so, sorry. I don't think they have security at every door.
Now, in between the concerns of parents, there has been a lot of reunions. We have seen kids coming out, hugging their parents. We have seen some even tearful. People really just want to know right now, how did this happen? Why did this happen? And most importantly, how do we prevent this from happening again. Obviously, Pittsburgh Police and Pittsburgh Public School Police are investigating all of this, and we will be keeping you updated as we learn more throughout the day. Live outside Carrick High School, Chris Hoffman, KDKA TV News.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris. And Chris and all of our crews are going to continue to follow this story throughout the afternoon. We'll have more for you on our afternoon newscast starting at 4 o'clock.
So let's get over into this article that gives us a little more detail. I think this article was released 17 hours ago. This is the most recent one I can find. Hold on. Zoom in some a little bit more. So let's get into it and see if we can find out any more details about it. One student remains in critical condition. 2 others are being treated following the stabbing at I'm not good with names, High School Wednesday morning. Pittsburgh public safety officials said the public safety spokesman Cara told Pittsburgh Action that officials were called to the school around 8:30 after an altercation broke out between multiple individuals. It stemmed from an altercation in a hallway. I don't know exactly how it started. It wasn't random. It wasn't a random someone stabbing people in the hallway. According to the criminal complaint obtained by the Pittsburgh Action News, a 16-year-old Anthony Tanton was detained in a nearby classroom and later taken into custody by police following the incident. We're told male students ranging from 15 to 18 were involved, and that the school building was on lockdown while police assessed the situation. The complaint said that one student sustained a stab wound to the forearm and abdomen and was taken to Mercy Hospital for treatment. A second student sustained minor cuts to his fingers and was treated on the scene. Third student, the complaint continued, was stabbed in the abdomen and was taken to Children's Hospital. They were later reported to be in critical condition. Tanton also sustained a minor cut to his finger and was treated on the scene before being taken to the Pittsburgh police headquarters. The following incident, officials said a kitchen knife with a broken blade was recovered from the inside of the classroom near the incident occurred. So was it broken when he brought it, or was it broken during the incident? Those are some questions. Pittsburgh police detective, according to the complaint, later visited the student at Mercy Hospital, where they discovered that part of the blade had become lodged in his elbow. Oh my God, during the altercation. The victim told police that they were walking to the class when they saw their friend being jumped. They noticed the complaint continued. The complaint continued that they had been stabbed and were later taken to the nurse's office. Officials later spoke to the victims taken to the Children's Hospital, who said a student dropped his bag and began to throw a punch. They said a fight broke out and his friends came into the hallway when they were stabbed. Video footage later shows Tanton engaging in a fight with one of the victims. The complaint continued. Police later spoke to Tanton, who said that he had been in a texting thread with students in the school who he said had made threats against him 3 weeks prior to the incident. He then said he had taken a knife from his home and placed it in his backpack and later his hoodie pocket when he walked through the hallways. He then told police he saw the individuals involved in a group chat, said an argument broke out between them. He stated to the police, according to a complaint, that one of them said that they were going to fight and a physical altercation ensued. Danae Young, Pittsburgh Public Schools chief, said that the incident happened shortly after the school began for the day. She said the 16-year-old student had arrived late to school but did not enter the building through an area where there is security. So he got through without any metal detectors. There are metal detectors up here at the front entrance and down below. The majority of kids come in up here, but the late students do not enter through the cafeteria. And he was late, so he did not enter through the cafeteria. So they don't check the late students. I mean, if you're planning to do something crazy, I mean, you just come later. People are. I don't know why they don't have metal detectors in that area. Young said the 16-year-old student's mother was at the school at the time. The mother talked to one of the security people and maybe an administrator. I'm not certain about that. He is new to the school. His mother showed that, I guess, was some social media stuff that she had, some screenshots that she might have shared, and that there was possibly something brewing between him and these other boys. Turrington, see, I'm not good with last names, so if I'm messing it up, forgive me, has since been charged with 3 counts of aggressive assault, possession of a weapon, and possession of a weapon while on school property. Violent crime unit detective arrested him in connection with the incident. He has been charged with those counts. Hours after the stabbing, the school principal sent a letter to the parents saying that the school will transition to remote learning for the remainder of the week. On Thursday, September 25th, students will participate in synchronous remote learning, where students will follow their class schedule and log into class through Schoology. The letter continued to saying on Friday, September 26th, students will access class materials and complete assignments through Schoology on their schedule. Let's see. We apologize for the delayed notification regarding today's incident. Fletchwell said these delays were necessary to accurately assess all moving parts of the active situation and ensure the safety of the students and staff. Were committed to providing transparency, relevant, and timely information as we navigate this incident. So let's get over into. So it seems like X, formerly known as Twitter, is going to have. So that is what he looks like. That's what they're saying he looks like. So overall, it looks like the situation at this high school stems from something online. People were making, that's what he said. He said they were making threats. It looks like the mother actually had screenshots of this. We're not sure. We don't know if they'll ever release that or not. But they got screenshots of them making threats. For some reason, he decided to bring a knife to the school. That's the first problem. Why are you bringing a weapon? If you have an altercation with a student, tell someone. I never agree with violence or anything like that. But yeah, tell the teacher, tell the supervisor, tell them that they're making threats against you. Show them the text messages. Don't just take it into your own hands by bringing a knife and stabbing someone. Now, I don't know how the whole incident started. Was there a fight? It sounds like they had a verbal altercation, and then they started to fight, and then I guess instead of using his hands, he pulled out a knife. We don't know for sure, but that is what it's looking like based on the news report and the video that we just watched. At the end of the day, I don't know what was happening between these two students, but there's no need to bring a knife to the school. First of all, that should be obvious. Now, do I think that they were bullying him or anything? I don't know. I don't know if that's what the whole text messages, that the screenshot that the mother was trying to show to the administration. Were they bullying him? But no matter, like I said this with the Anthony, the Austin Metcalf stabbing back a couple months ago. Even if they were bullying him, I've been bullied in school before. My first thought wasn't to bring a knife to the school and get them back, or even if they threatened to fight me. No. If they actually did try to touch me, then yeah, we'll be fighting, fist fighting. But my thought would have never gone to bring a weapon. It would have just been, and my thought would have never gone that they would bring a weapon. My thoughts would have been, oh, okay, we're gonna have a fist fight. I don't want to fight, but hey, if they swing at me, I got to do something. Kids are more nowadays than don't want to fight. They don't want to get into a fist fight. I don't like the people who say, because same thing with the Anthony Carmelo and the Austin Metcalf stuff. People were like, well, he should have never touched him. Come on now. They're in high school. There's been counts. That was my last fight, was in high school. It wasn't anything to where you should have to worry about meeting someone getting stabbed in school. No, or at a school event, anything like that. it's a crazy time we're living in, y'all. It's a crazy time we're living in, and we got to be careful. We have to be careful. But that is what's the most updates for this high school shooting. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you disagree with anything I said. But be careful, y'all. Be careful, y'all. Teach your kids to if they're being threatened, tell someone. Especially don't bring knives to school. That should be one of the first things. Don't bring weapons to school in general. Tell someone. Don't be afraid to tell somebody. Don't think it's going to make you any less of a man, or however you want to feel. To tell a teacher that something like this is happening, someone's threatening you, because that's their job, is to protect you. And teach your kids not to be bullies. Because yes, he should have never done anything like this, and we don't know if they were bullying him or not. But in the past, we've seen different things where bullies who had enough end up going and doing something at the school. I will never agree with that. No, I will never agree with that. But all this could have stopped if the person was never bullied. There's no need for bullying. There's no need to be bullying anyone. Why are you bullying them? What's the point? Because you feel like you're over them or something like that? But my whole thing is there's no need for violence. There's no need for violence. And we need to just be rational and reasonable around each other. I know that kids will naturally get into fights, but you don't expect them to pull up a knife and stab or shoot someone. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. And like I said, like I always say, let me know if you disagree with what I said. Let me know if you disagree with what I said. We're gonna pivot over into a younger child. So we go over into, it looks like an 8-year-old was crushed by a swing set. Now, it's tragic, but parents, be careful where you let your kids play at. I don't know if this was in the backyard or something like that. Make sure if you're building something for your kids, please make sure you use all the parts, because the last thing you want is for a play set that you put together to end up hurting your own son. So we don't know exactly what happened, but we'll get into the story and see what happens. I think we got an article as well that we'll look at. And let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. It's a very tragic story. Sounds like he just playing on the play set, and it collapsed. He ended up losing his life. So let's get into it and see what we can learn and see what information we had. Sweet boy. Looks like a sweet boy.
It was supposed to be a fun afternoon in the backyard, but for one North St. Louis County family, it turned into an unimaginable tragedy.
An 8-year-old boy died Sunday after a swing set collapsed on him. Tonight, his father is sharing his heartbreak and his warning to other parents. In an interview you'll only see on 5 on Your Side, Megan Kernan joins us in studio.
Mike, this is a heartbreaking story. A child gone so suddenly in a tragic accident while playing. Tonight, his dad tells me his family is left grieving and wants to warn others about a danger they never saw coming.
That's the only thing that was going through my mind, making home to him.
8-year-old Cortez C.J. Williams Jr. had just been dropped off at his mom's house on Sunday. His dad, Cortez Williams Sr., said what would be his last goodbye to his son, who was eager to play on his swing set in the backyard. But then it suddenly collapsed on him.
And my daughter called me, FaceTimed me crying, and I knew something was wrong.
CJ was trapped under this metal crossbar. Family members managed to free him and say he seemed okay at first, talking and asking for food and water.
And they said that he just kept saying he wanted to go to sleep. He wasn't bleeding, showing no, it was like he just had a little scratch on his stomach.
But about an hour later, after taking a nap, that's when things took a turn for the worst.
He fell down, and that's when they went over and checked on him. Next thing you know, they said he wasn't responding no more.
CJ's dad was out of town and rushed back to get to St. Louis, but never made it in time.
He was a joyful kid. He'll make anybody smile and laugh and love him.
This isn't the first time Cortez has lost a son. In 2018, his oldest was killed in a shooting.
And I had to bury him, and now I got to bury my 8-year-old.
Cortez wants to warn parents, even the smallest playground accident can turn deadly.
Take them
Any
to the hospital
little thing
immediately.
happen with your kid, just take them to the hospital.
Yep, exactly.
The risk of not taking them is to see the pain I'm in. It's a bad risk. This pain that'll never go away. And because of his age, it's just something that'll never leave.
CJ would have turned 9 next month. The Williams family is still waiting on autopsy results for the cause of his death.
Absolutely tragic. Absolutely tragic, y'all. Yeah, like they said, you have to be careful. You gotta, if anything happens with your son or something on a playground where a playground accident, take them to the hospital immediately. At the end of the day, better safe than sorry. Take them to the hospital immediately. Let's get over into this article. It might tell us a little bit more information about it. Let's get into it. Zoom in. Get that out the way. An 8-year-old boy has died after police said a swing set collapsed on him and trapped him. Cortez Williams Jr. was playing on a backyard swing set when it collapsed September 21st, according to the St. Louis Police Department. Williams became trapped under the crossbar, but the family member were able to free him, says. Initially, he seemed to have only a minor injuries, but later he became unresponsive. Williams was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The St. Louis Police Department Bureau of Crime Against Persons. The St. Louis Police Department Bureau of Crimes Against Persons is, what kind of name is that? Is investigating. So not much. Is there anything? Not much information. More information that we can glean from these articles, it looks like. But yeah, at the end of the day, y'all, if something like this, if your child is involved in a small, it can be something small, but it's better safe than sorry than to go ahead and take them to the hospital. Because they don't, it's very tragic situation. You would never think that them just playing on a swing set would end up like this, but if you see, there's nothing to say. There's really nothing to say. It's just be careful. Check the equipment that you're, especially if it's in your backyard. Check the equipment. See how sturdy it is. See if it's on its last leg. Don't let your kids play on it. But make sure you're constantly checking what your kids are playing on. At least check it once a week or something. I mean, it's something that you would never think would happen, but it did, and it's a tragic situation. And we got to pray for the family of the victim. The 8-year-old boy, his mom and dad, his dad already lost one son. Now he's losing another. Very tragic. Very tragic. They're going to have to, hopefully they can deal with their grief and continue on. It's a tragic situation all around. Y'all. Absolutely tragic. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know, have you ever been scared or something with your children where they were playing on a swing set and it just didn't look safe? Do you check your kids' swing sets? Do you check the things that they are playing on to make sure that it's sturdy enough and something like this wouldn't happen? 8 years old, about to turn 9 next month. He thinks he's happy to be at his mom, come back to his mama house, go immediately outside to go play. And the swing set ends up collapsing on top of him. The crossbar laid on him, and he gets up thinking everything's good. Probably has some internal bleeding or something like that. We don't know. They haven't done an autopsy yet, but we'll keep everybody updated, see if there's any more useful information. There might be an updated video to this, but yeah, they thought everything was fine. He asked for some food and he asked to go to sleep. Might have had a concussion or something like that. We don't know what was happening, but it's better. It should have better just to go ahead and take him to the hospital to get everything checked out. Absolutely tragic situation. End of the day, parents, please check check what your kids are playing on. Even if it's in your backyard and no one else is messing with it, just check it. Check it every so often to make sure that it looks sturdy. It's sturdy enough to where it doesn't look like it's just going to break. Now, of course, they never would have figured this would happen, but you gotta be careful. Have to be careful. I know they are upset. Now speaking of kids, now we gotta go over to one more story about a kid, but it's in a totally different direction. It's a mother. So let's get over into a mother shoots her 13-year-old son. Yeah, I said it. A mother shoots her 13-year-old son. Yeah, we got 2 videos to look at with this and see what all this is about. I don't know what situation calls for a mother to shoot her 13-year-old son. Maybe if she was defending herself or something like that. But if your son's gotten to the point where he's threatening you, I don't want to be harsh, but something was messed up when you was raising him. But let's get into the video, and if we find some more details about it, and let's see what this whole situation is about, and see if she was just not a good mother. Let's see what it is.
And breaking tonight, police say a mother is accused of shooting her 13-year-old son during an argument that quickly escalated.
Deputies say it happened at a home on Ranch Oak Drive near the Hardy Toll Road and Bush Airport. That's where we find ABC 13's Luke Jones live. Luke, what's the latest on this?
So we're told the child is at the hospital in stable condition after suffering a single gunshot wound. As for his mother, we can roll that tape. She was actually taken into custody around 8 o'clock tonight. That shooting happening at the family home on Ranch Oak Drive hours earlier. So here's what happened. According to Precinct 4, they say around 5:30 they got a call saying that the mom and the son were fighting each other at the home in the presence of other family members. As they were headed over to the house to deal with that, they get a second call, this one, informing them someone had been shot.
It's just going to be mom and her 13-year-old son that were pretty much, it led to a fight. It led to a verbal disturbance, and ultimately it led her to firing her handgun and striking the child.
Precinct 4 confirms tonight the 13-year-old child was not armed himself. They do say the mom is going to be charged with aggravated assault on a family member. They tell us right now the district attorney's office has already accepted that charge. They also tell us there's a history here at the house. Other calls for service involving the mother and the son. So a long track record of disturbances that culminate.
So they're constantly fighting each other? There's a lot of questions, but let's keep going.
Tonight, and a 13-year-old being shot. We're live in North Harris County. Luke Jones, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Hard to believe.
So that's a short video. Let's get over into a longer video that breaks down a little bit more information, and we can see what the mother looks like.
I want to take you now out live here to Houston, Texas, where police just started a news conference. Let's go to it right now here on Live Now from Fox.
We came out here, conducted our investigation. We have at this point concluded that 2 family members were involved in a disturbance. It is going to be a mother and a 13-year-old son. During the altercation, the mom did produce a weapon and she did fire a round, striking her son. The investigation thus far, we did contact the Harris County District Attorney's Office, and they are going to be accepting aggravated family assault charges on the mother and a family member for shooting her son, who currently is in the local hospital. At this point, he is stable, but he does have a gunshot wound in his body.
Any idea what they were arguing about?
It's going to be family matters here within the home that's been brewing.
Was the son armed with anything?
At this point, no.
Where was he hit?
I'm not going to disclose exactly where, but he was struck. He was definitely struck.
Were they the only ones in the home, the mother and the son?
There's other family members in the home.
What were they doing?
They were inside, not part of the disturbance.
No one else was injured but the 13-year-old?
Correct, yes, sir.
What kind of firearm was it?
It's going to be a handgun.
Have there been other calls to this house in the past?
There has been other calls here previously.
What were those calls like?
It's a mixture of different calls here at the house.
It sounds like you don't want to be too specific about what they were fighting about, but
Correct.
generally, can you give us something?
It's just going to be mom and her 13-year-old son that were pretty much, it led to a fight. It led to a verbal disturbance, and ultimately it led her to firing her handgun and striking the child.
You said a moment ago that it was brewing, like there had been arguments over a period of time.
There's been previous incidents here at this house.
Involving the mother and son, previously?
Involving them, yes.
What will happen now?
So once the DA's office takes the charge, we'll be booking her into the Harris County Jail. And ultimately, it's going to be the district attorney and the judges that are going to take over the case and follow through with it.
Is that the suspect in the vehicle there?
Correct. She is detained here in the car.
She's still in the car, right?
I mean, is there, these are troubling things, when this happens. Any kind of advice or what should people do if you're in a, you're in a house with your family members and somebody gets mad or acts a fool? I mean, what's the best?
It's just our suggestion is separate. Separate. Call law enforcement. Let us come out, deal with it. We'll track everybody down. We'll deal with everybody. Don't take it into your own hands because it can lead to something like this.
Did the mother seem intoxicated or impaired or anything, or she seemed...
Does not. No.
What is to be done of the weapon that was used?
We'll be submitting the weapon as evidence, and it'll go through the.
One question: where's the father? That is my question for the officer. Where is the father? Do we know if the father's in the life or not? Because that is my question.
In custody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, very disturbing story coming out of Houston. Again, police are investigating a mother who shot her 13-year-old son, learning that boy is in stable condition, but there was an argument that led up to this incident, and they are continuing to investigate it. But that is really all of the really information that we know here at this hour. Still a very, very disturbing story coming out of Houston. We'll keep an eye on it. If we get any more updates, we will bring it to you here right on Live Now from Fox. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back with more in moments. And welcome back, everyone, here to Live Now from Fox. So I do want to continue to touch upon the breaking news out of Houston, Texas, that we just brought to you before the break. If you're just joining us, here is a really sad update coming from the Harris County Constable Precinct 4, saying the update, mother shooting a 13-year-old son, investigation underway, heavy police presence in the 1000 block of Ranch Oak Drive as constable deputies investigate a shooting incident in which a mother shot her 13-year-old son. Police just said that there was some sort of disturbance where there was a fight that happened, and then that led to the shooting. The boy right now is at a local hospital for treatment. The mother is detained at this time. Please avoid the area as the investigation remains active. Take a look. Just moments ago, we did see the suspect there, the mom, being taken away in handcuffs and put into a squad car. Again, this all happening just moments ago after police giving the update to the media members, and right outside of this home and in the neighborhood. Of course, shock has to be happening with neighbors looking on and seeing this woman being handcuffed. This is the mom being arrested after shooting her teen son, just 13 years old. Best story, though, coming out of this is that boy is in stable condition at this time, but it could have been much, much worse here. Just moments ago, seeing this all unfold in this neighborhood. And again, the breaking news happening as the mother has been arrested now. Full investigation will be underway as they try to get more details on what led up to this shooting. But some sort of incident happened when the boy came home. A fight ensued, and then the mother allegedly shot the boy. So again,
it's a crazy situation. I don't know. Like they said before, son came home, some kind of altercation ensued. They started to verbally argue. There was other family members in the home. And for some reason, during the altercation, she pulled out a gun and shot her son. Now, I don't know if he was coming at her, if she felt like that she needed to defend herself, or what the whole scenario is, but we'll hear hopefully we'll hear more about it when they actually release more information about the motive, about what happened, why did she shoot him. But we got this article right here. As we can see, the mother was accused of shooting her son in North Harris County, faces a judge for her initial court appearance on Wednesday. The 13-year-old boy was rushed to the hospital on Tuesday evening after he was shot inside the family's home. He was shot in the buttocks during the family dispute, according to Harris County Precinct 4 office. So this is her name, Corsair. Jenna Mont. I'm not even gonna try to say it. 32 was arrested and charged with aggravated assault of a family member. I didn't know that there was a whole category of aggravated assault just against a family member. The judge set her bond at $50,000, so she got to come up with 10% of that, so $5,000. Deputies were sent to the home on Ranch Oak Drive near Hardy Street around 5:30 p.m. following reports of a disturbance involving family members. While units were on the way, another call reported possible gunfire with someone being struck. Our investigation thus far has conducted that 2 family members were involved in the disturbance. Flores says it is going to be the mother and a 13-year-old son. During the altercation, the mom did produce a weapon and she did fire a round, striking her son. When asked about the nature of the dispute, said involved the family matters here within the home that's been brewing, and that there have been previous incidents between the mother and her son. He confirmed no one else in the home was entered. They identified the weapon used as a handgun, and the son was not armed at the time. It led to a verbal disturbance and then ultimately led to her firing a handgun and striking the child. Yeah, I want to know what the altercation was about and why. So it seems like they're constantly fighting. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know if she doesn't have control over her son. I don't know if she's just being unreasonable. We won't know what exactly is happening. Like I said before, I do have a question. Where's the father? Is the father in her life? Or is she a single mother who's raising the child on her own? Why did she feel like she needed to shoot him? I don't know if it was just because she's trying to assert her dominance or if he was actually coming at her trying to fight. I don't know. There's a lot of questions that right now it's just inferences. We'll have to wait until more evidence or more information is brought to us by the news. But I'll keep everyone updated on what is happening. But let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think a father is in the home? Do you have a guess on why if she was able to control him or if it was just her being unreasonable? There's a lot of things that we can think about and things that we can have estimations or guesses about. But at the end of the day, we won't know exactly what happens until more information is released. At the end of the day, she has to pay for her crimes. Doesn't sound like he had a weapon or anything, so she can't use self-defense. At least that's my understanding. But we have to wait and see what her charge is. So hold on, let's see what a charge for what is it? Aggravated assault for on family member. Family member. Let's see. Aggravated assault on a family. Aggravated assault on a family or household member is a severe criminal offense, generally a felony, that occurs when a person commits aggravated assault with an aggravated factor, such as using a deadly weapon, causing severe bodily injury, or causing strangulation. The specific definition, penalties, and related charges vary by state, but they are typically more serious than simple assault and carry potential consequences, including lengthy prison sentences, significant fines, and a permanent criminal record. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Now, the last thing we're going to get into today, is we got to go over to Gwinnett County. So Gwinnett County, I believe in Georgia. So we got 2 videos released on the same day. So one with the homeowner shooting a burglar. Yep. Understandable. Protect your household. Somebody's breaking in and you're there. Yes, I understand that completely. And then the next one, homeowner getting shot by burglars while coming home. Tragic situation all about, tragic situation all around. But there's things we got to there's things we got to review. Be careful. Yes, you can defend yourself, but you never know when you just coming home. It looked like she pulled up. In my case, she pulled up rather crazy. But I don't know if she didn't have a driver or whatever. But let's get without before we see it. Let's get right into it and break these videos down and see what this whole what these 2 situations are about. 2 situations. Both of these are in Gwinnett County. Yes, I said it. Both of them are in Gwinnett County, and these videos were posted on the same day. So let's get into it.
At this hour, Gwinnett County police investigating a fatal home invasion in Lawrenceville.
Police say the homeowner shot the suspect after he allegedly broke in through a back window. Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Bimeford is live outside that home on Red Bark Court. So, Chelsea, part of this crime was also captured on camera.
Yeah, guys, this home has a hefty surveillance system. You can see some of the cameras here on the outside of the home. They also have cameras on the inside of the home, and a family member shared video of the moments that suspect broke in, allegedly armed with a knife.
We've lived in this neighborhood for like 20 years. Nothing like this has ever happened.
Michelle Cahiga says Monday she woke up to an early morning phone call from her brother stating that someone had broken into his house on Red Bark Court overnight.
I was shaking. I was very nervous. I was scared for my siblings.
Cahiga says she rushed to the home and saw this crime scene tape and investigators all over the property. She shared this surveillance video that appears to show the suspect throwing a propane tank at a back window, shattering it to get inside.
I'm not scared.
Another video from inside the living room appears to show the same man walking around, cursing and throwing objects in the kitchen. Cahiga says the man also told her siblings he had a knife.
He had a conversation with my brother the whole time, saying he wasn't scared. My brother was telling him to get out, you know, I'm giving you the chance to get out, but he wouldn't get out.
Eventually, one of the residents inside the home fired a shot at the man who died at the scene. Gwinnett County police say this was a burglary in process, and they're continuing to gather and analyze evidence from inside the home.
It's unbelievable. It feels like a movie turned into reality. Don't come into people's houses if you don't want to get shot.
Hey, 100%.
Now, Gwinnett County police have not confirmed if that suspect was armed. They also have not released his identity. They say they are continuing to interview witnesses. They also haven't said if the homeowner is facing any charges. Reporting live in Gwinnett County, Chelsea Bimeford, Atlanta News First.
I mean, my thinking is he warned him several times, get out. And he didn't listen. I think if I heard it mistakenly, I said it sounded like that. They said that the burglar said that he had a knife, but he wasn't scared. He didn't leave at all. So, I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. There's nothing else to say about it. It's simple. It's very simple. He broke into the home, throwing stuff around the house. I would have been immediately scared, and I probably would have shot immediately. I would have, as soon as someone, I'm gonna think if I see him start throwing something, I don't know what he's happening. But we'll see. We'll keep up with this to see if he gets charged with anything. I highly doubt he will, but you never know. But so this is the case where a burglar breaks into a house. The homeowner is there, and he shoots the burglar, shoots and takes his life. Because self-defense, yeah, you're in my home. I don't know if you have a weapon. You said you got a weapon. That's understandable to me. But let's go over to the other scenario. The other thing that can happen is that people are breaking into your home and you pull up. You pull up to your house. So let's get over into this. And they ended up taking this homeowner's life. let's get over into it.
Hey guys, bringing you back here. I want to get you updated. It sounds like we may have Tyler, and I want to get you updated on that burglary that turned into a homicide in DeKalb County. So we know that this unfolded Saturday night. Tyler, I see you standing out there, and I know you've been talking to neighbors. Can you let us know what happened here?
Good time. See, they say Gwinnett County right here. Burglar shot, kills homeowner in Gwinnett County. So I don't know if that's a typo or if that's around the same area. So let's keep going though. Let's get into it.
Yeah, Ariel, good afternoon to you. Investigators say a woman was shot and killed in the front yard of her own home. She apparently was confronting burglars. I want to highlight something for you right now. If you're looking at the street, those are some tire marks on the road that lead to the front yard. Investigators say the woman popped the curve and drove onto the lawn where she was shot. Let's go to video that police released today of the moments apparent burglars gunned down a DeKalb County woman in the front yard of her home at around 10:30 Saturday night on Citation Drive, which is not far from the I-20 and 285 junction. DeKalb County police say the victim, identified as 36-year-old Anna Scott, may have seen 3 suspects on her doorbell camera trying to break into her home before she confronted them. In the video, you can see one of the suspects is armed with what appears to be a crowbar and another with a gun. The video shows the moment she pulled up on them with her Jeep and the suspect shooting her while still in her vehicle. Police found her Jeep with multiple bullet holes in it. DeKalb police say it's releasing the video and this picture and the pictures and hope someone can help turn the 3 suspects in. If you know anything, you're asked to call DeKalb County Police. Take a listen to what some neighbors have to say.
Just pulled up and went inside, shut the door. As soon as I got inside, maybe a few steps inside, put my bags down. I heard and I heard a car screech off and something hit the curb, it seemed like. So by the time I got out, everything was over, and a few minutes later, the police were coming, and I went out to get something out the car, and that's when I noticed the car up there, and it was all over, but, you know, we heard it, but we didn't see anything.
That's very shocking because this is a quiet neighborhood, and nobody getting any trouble around here, so I don't understand what happened, you know, and for her to you say she came home and caught burglars?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think I can say I hope I'm prepared if they try that with my house.
Hey.
Yeah, incredibly shocking for neighbors to hear exactly what happened. As we come back out here live, you are looking at the front patio, the front area of the home where all of this unfolded. That bush is where those, at least one of the suspects kind of came around, according to that video, before then staying against the wall. The other one using that crowbar, or trying to use that crowbar on the door before all of this happened. And then there's also a doorbell camera that's right there, which captured all of this. And we got a good look at one of the suspects, and police are hoping someone might be able to recognize them. So that they are able to bring them into custody and charge them with a crime in this case, because they very much say this was a crime, a burglary that turned into a homicide. A family member did come out here to the scene, a relative. She didn't tell us exactly how she was related to Anna Scott, but they say that they're shocked that this happened and they're still trying to process all of this. Again, if you look at that video, we have it on fox5atlanta.com and on our Fox Local app. If you are able to recognize these people or know who did this, DeKalb County Police really want to hear from you. Ariel?
Yeah, Tyler, this is incredible. I think a question I have that comes to mind is looking at this video and to think that she saw these burglars on her Ring camera, just her doorbell camera, right, and then goes to confront them. Have police told you anything? Is there any indication that she may have known who these men were? Have you heard of anything of that nature?
No, DeKalb County Police released the video along with one picture in an email this morning, along with about maybe a paragraph of information, along with the requests from us to put this out to everyone who's watching our programs to be able to turn them in. And that was not mentioned at all anywhere in that blurb they put out, whether she knew these suspects, whether she was targeted. I mean, obviously, a lot of people who live in this area very shocked about this, and you'd have to think multiple people said that these alleged burglars didn't go to any other home that they know. So the question obviously becomes at this point, was this a targeted attack? Because in this case, obviously she ended up on the front yard of her home, and then they started shooting, and that happened in such a quick amount of time. The question has to become whether this was a targeted shooting. That's something that DeKalb County Police have not answered. I did ask them if they would have a detective available to talk with us today. They politely declined earlier this afternoon.
Tyler, thanks for giving us that context, because that's exactly where my mind went. You know, obviously, we don't know yet, right? This could be completely random, and it's up to us to ask those questions and try to get the answers from police. So thanks so much for letting us in on your process. My heart goes out to her family. I can't imagine trying to confront burglars and then, of course, losing your life in the process. So we'll wait to hear more from police. But Tyler Fingert, in the meantime, thank you so much for your digging on this story. We appreciate it.
You have to be careful, y'all. You have to be careful. At the end of the day, yes. I don't know, because she mentioned about that she saw him on the ring cam and confronted him. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that, but I'm assuming she saw them while she was pulling up, immediately turned into action, tried to pull up, stop them from robbing her house, which is an understandable reaction. I don't think you should do that unless you're prepared. You have something to protect yourself. But even if you had something to protect yourself, it wouldn't have stopped them from firing. Maybe the best option would have been to call the police immediately, saying that someone is breaking into my house right now. Stuff can be replaced. Your life can't. Or some people feel like that you could have gone up immediately and just started shooting. It depends on the state you live in. It's protect your ground, protect your property. But it's two sides. It's two stories, but evolve around the same thing. Burglary in Georgia. I'm assuming Gwinnett County is in Georgia, right? Let me before I start saying Gwinnett County is in Georgia, let's see. Yeah, Gwinnett County. So this is in Georgia, but both of these are in Georgia. So you got one burglar broke into the home. Somebody was already in there. He started talking crazy, throwing stuff around the house, and was shot, and his life was taken. And then you got another case where someone was breaking into the home and the homeowner pulls up. And the burglar ends up taking the homeowner's life. It's a tragic situation. Tragic situation for the homeowner. The first guy, he played stupid games and win stupid prizes, but the homeowner was just trying to protect her property. And then they immediately gunned her down as soon as she pulled up. Yeah, sometimes it's better to, if you don't know, it's late at night, you can't see what they got in their hands. You still got to be careful, even if you can't see what they got in their hands. They could have a weapon and be ready to use it. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Hopefully these two people are found, or three. I think it was three guys who were right there. Hopefully all of them are found and arrested and punished to the greatest extent of the law. The one man took a lady's life. Other two are associated with it. It's a tragic situation all around. But you got to be careful. And I always say you got to keep your head on a swivel, y'all. You got to keep your head on a swivel. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. That is the end of the show today, everybody. That is the end. Thank you for tuning in now. Thank you for tuning in later. I always support anybody who brings up and watches it now, watches it later, leaves comments. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you have any things you would like to say. Just leave it in the comments, y'all. Leave it in the comments. Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on anything that I am dropping. But you already know, if you find anything that you want to send me, please send it over to my email, acreviewstheworld@gmail.com, a dot after the A and a dot after the C. You already know I got to play that outro, but that is it for today, and I'll see y'all back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Peace.